Hello there, everybody, and welcome to this week's Soul Wisdom training, where we are going to be talking about how to really charge for what you love doing, which is such an important topic and something I get asked a lot by my clients and the people that I train. So I really wanted to just summarize a few of the things that I tell my clients to do, how we look at this thing, start to look at this very, very differently, and how to charging what we're worth and how we can charge to keep going and keep doing what we love. Because if we are not charging enough, we cannot sustain a business going forwards and the lifestyles that we want to create. So if those of you that don't know me, I'm Natasha Harris, and I support conscious business owners through the ancient wisdom of the Akashic records to really step into their soul power, to have a thriving business that they absolutely love. And so pricing is such an important element of that, because if we want to be in love with our business, we want to love doing what we're doing, and we want to keep doing what we're doing, we have to be able to charge accordingly to be able to sustain that business going forward and keep doing it. Otherwise, we're just going to have to shut the doors, and we're going to have to give up on it. And that's not what I want for you guys, because you are here to change the world, and you are here to do things differently and teach other people how to do things differently. So it is even more important that we get this piece right. And I'd like to just also say, this is a very gradual journey. This isn't something that you kind of have the answer to immediately. This is how much I need to charge. This is all my programming structures and prices, and that's what you stick with forever. That is not how it works. You need to start somewhere. So wherever you are now, I want you to take this and start thinking about how you can take this to the next level. If you have got a thriving business and you are thoroughly abundant and you've got more than enough money to support yourself, your business, the people that you employ, support other causes, then brilliant. Then you're doing everything right. And then please do share with us here what it is you're doing as well, and add to the conversation. But my guess is, if you're watching this, that is not the case. So I really want to come and talk to you a little bit more about this. So chances are you are stuck in knowing where to set your prices, stuck in knowing what to do. You're comparing yourself to your competitors. Mistake number one, I will come on to that a little bit. You're probably having sleepless nights worrying about how on earth you're going to make ends meet at the end of every month. And I do remember this incredibly well when I first started my business, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my story in a minute. And also, hi Amina, lovely to see you here. Great, I'm really happy that if you've got any questions as we go through, then please do let me know. And if you're watching the replay, type #replay and post any questions and tag me, and I will come back to it. The other thing I'd like to say is that if you are paying yourself last, there is also something wrong with the way that you are working your finances as well. So that is key. So if you recognize that you're having sleepless nights worrying, paying yourself last, or not paying yourself at all, you're comparing yourself to what other people are doing, and you're stuck setting your prices, then this is absolutely going to help you. So we have to charge our worth. We have to really, first of all, really dig deep and recognize what we are worth and what we are offering our clients, and that they are getting a huge amount of value in the work that we're doing with them, or in the products or services that you're providing. So this isn't just services, but this is products. People, I know Amina's always last. Well, we need to change that, Amina. It's about your clients, even if you're providing a product, are getting a huge amount of value from what you're offering them. And I know, Amina, your products are absolutely beautiful and absolutely stunning, and provide a completely different experience burning your candles to burning just cheap candles that you can buy, the tea lights, the other stuff, the other smellies that are toxic and really do stink. I mean, your products are absolutely beautiful, and you have to recognize the value in that. So whether you're offering services as well and programs, you need to understand what it is you're offering as a value. And when people are exchanging money for the value of what they are getting, they're taking so much more from that. They appreciate it so much more. They see the value in what you're offering, and they have a very different experience from paying for something that you are offering. So their relationship to you shifts immensely when you are start to charge what you are really worth and the value that you're offering. Often when we're not charging what we're worth, or we're undervaluing what we're offering, we are coming from a space of lack and complete scarcity. And we need to notice this. We need to start noticing that we are coming from this space. This is not the space we want to be working from. If we're working to bring change into the world, we need to be coming from a place of abundance. You know, for me, this is what I really had to overcome in a massive, massive way. I worked in the charity sector for more than a decade. After working in corporate and earning very good money, I then did a complete change in my career, and I worked in the charity sector. And the reason why I felt, or the thing that really allowed me to do that, was that I really came from this belief that in order to do good in the world, I had to give up my corporate job, I had to give up my salary, my corporate salary, and I had to earn less, and I had to go without in order to do good in the world. And that stayed with me for over a decade, and it did not serve me well at all. And I kept playing it small. I kept not showing up properly in that. I was working in a very senior position in an organisation, but I was not able to ask for more money because I wasn't able to see my worth, because I believed at my core that I needed to undervalue what I was giving in order to make a difference in the world. And then when I started my business, that belief carried over with me. And I really had to look at that very, very quickly, because I knew that if I carried on with that belief, I was never going to be able to have the impact that I wanted to have, that I was never going to be able to sustain this business into the long term, because I wasn't able to make ends meet. I had sleepless nights. I was worrying. I was going to bed concerned about how I was going to make ends meet. I was waking up in the morning thinking, what on earth do I have to do to make this work this month? So what really helped me from that perspective was knowing exactly what I needed to bring in to make ends meet. So I knew down to the penny what I needed to bring in to pay my bills, to pay myself, to have a kind of minimal lifestyle that I was willing to have, month to month. So I didn't want to sacrifice everything. I was willing to, at the start, be able to not have everything I wanted, but I needed to know immediately, like at the very beginning, what did I need to bring in every single month in order to be okay, so that I didn't have to go to bed worrying about how I was going to pay that bill. I had to do the work on those beliefs, and boy did I do that. That brought up some really great, interesting, juicy stuff for me, but I knew that I had to do it, and I had to go and really, really look at that. I was determined as well, really, really determined not to really let that lack to be led by lack and limitation and scarcity to be part of my business. I knew I wanted to change people's lives. If I was coming to that from a space of lack and scarcity, my clients were definitely not going to feel abundance and work with abundance and to excel in their lives if I was bringing that energy into the workspace that I was doing. So I knew not only did I have to do this for myself, I had to do this for my clients and the work that I wanted to do. I knew that I had to find different solutions. So I knew that when I was very clear on what I needed to bring in every month, that when I was not reaching it, I needed to shift. I needed to do different things differently. I needed to find another solution. I needed to find another way. And so it allowed me to think, well, if I need to bring in X amount more, what do I need to do that? So it forced me out of my comfort zone. It forced me into being willing to do things that felt really, really uncomfortable so that I could get out there and talk to more people, go to a networking event, tell people about an offer I was doing, all those things that were really, really uncomfortable for me. I was able to push myself to do them because I knew that I had to if I wanted to be okay at the end of the month. So it forced me to look for different ways of doing things. It was really hard to sell myself at the beginning. This is me. This is what I'm doing. This is also about the value. It's like, well, why would people work with me? Why would people want to buy my product or my service when so many other people are doing it so much better? So we immediately undervalue ourselves. So we've got to look at the value and what we are doing and what we are offering within our products or services. We've got to know and understand what our clients are getting out of it. So you must get testimonials from your clients who are buying your products or your services, so that you can showcase what you're doing with people, so that you can demonstrate the value. It's not about doing the hard sell. It's about demonstrating the value, not selling a service or a product. You want to sell on the value of what you're offering, not the thing that you're doing. So I work with the Akashic records. I do Akashic readings. I am not selling Akashic readings and Akashic and working with the Akashic records. That is how I do my work. I am working with conscious business owners so that they can get unstuck, so that they can really step into their soul power and have a thriving business that they absolutely love getting up to every morning to create a difference and an impact in the world. That is the value of what I'm giving my clients, that they can feel very differently about the work that they're doing and what they are doing in the world. I am not selling the Akashic work. That is how I do it, or the coaching, or the energy work, or the visualizations, or the activation meditations. The things that I offer as part of my programs are limitless. The online courses, if you're early on in the stage, you will take time to develop those things. I've been developing these additional values in my business for the last 4 to 5 years. So, there are lots of other things that I can demonstrate the value of things for my clients. So we are all abundant. We all have abundance with us. We are all in abundance. We're not trying to be abundant. We're not trying to find abundance. We are not trying to unlock abundance. We're not trying to align to abundance. We are in some ways, but we are it already. We just need to get out of our own way. We need to get out of our own way. We are all of it already. So once we start to embody that abundance, we start to identify it, we start to align with it, we start to vibrate at that frequency, and then we can attract that abundance into our lives as well. So we want to be the abundance. So we want to do nice things for ourselves. We want to start embodying the abundance like now, even if we haven't got the financial access already. We want to be starting to do nice things for ourselves, and those things don't have to cost money, but we want to feel like $1 million. So like, getting up and getting dressed in the morning and putting on some nice jewelry, putting on some makeup if you feel so inclined, doing your nails. You don't have to go and pay £20 to have them done. I do my nails myself because I actually enjoy the process of lavishing in that, but doing things that make you feel good in the mornings. I used to get up in the mornings and feel quite anxious about what my day was bringing. So I would just put on something really comfortable. I wouldn't really have that much breakfast. I would be in that space of worry. But then I very quickly flipped to being out in nature is the first thing I do. I go for my morning walks. If you watch me and you know anything about me, you know that how important that is for me. I would lavish myself in a really nice, healthy breakfast because I deserve it. I would put on, I would get dressed. I would make sure I feel good, not only comfortable, but I feel good. Put on jewelry, put on the things that I like that make me feel nice about myself. So these things don't have to cost money, but you want to start putting yourself into this space of abundance and getting out of the way, your own way, and stop being in the space of lack and limitation and scarcity. From there, we cannot serve ourselves and we cannot serve others either. It's so important. It really, really is. So I've already given you loads of tips, but there was certain things that I really wanted to really kind of drill down a little bit. You need to stretch yourself where your pricing is concerned. If this is about pricing, notice where you're not pricing according to your value. Okay, Do not sit with comfortable pricing. If you sit with comfortable pricing, it's just going to stay comfortable. You want to stretch yourself a little bit. And as I said at the very beginning, this is a journey. You will always be moving and benchmarking as you know, get more experience, as you grow, as you expand into what you're doing, as you add different bits to your services and what you do, you will price yourself differently. So this is not something you will get to today. But if you are very comfortable with your prices, you need to stretch yourself a little bit more. You need to put them up a little bit, okay? You need to stretch yourself out of your comfort zone towards the edges of your comfort zone, and you need to be having that conversation. There was not long ago, probably about a year ago, I actually doubled my prices because my business coach told me to, said I was completely undervaluing myself. And I cannot tell you how beyond painful and excruciating that was, how challenging that was for me. But what happened as a result of that, the first two people that came in and came in for a consultation with that immediately said they wanted to work with me, paid in full for those programs, and were saying they wanted to understand how they were going to pay for that investment. They figured out a way to do it, and they all both paid in full. That's happened subsequently, but it just was so interesting that the very first two people that I had a conversation with after doubling my prices, that's what happened. Those two people ended up, I do deep transformation work with all my clients anyway. Those people, those two, have absolutely excelled and exceeded all of my expectations for what they were able to create for themselves as a result, because they saw the value in what I was offering, in what they were going to get from the program and from working with me. I was able to talk more into the value when I increased my prices. It was just something that happened very naturally for me. And so their transformation was beyond what I could have expected. And so they stepped up. When I stepped up to my pricing, my clients stepped up to what they were able to, where they were able to stretch themselves with, what they were able to achieve. It was phenomenal. And I keep using that as an example because it was quite amazing. So I want you to stretch yourself to your pricing. So if you know you're comfortable in your pricing structure at the moment, please put it up tomorrow. The next conversation that you have with a potential client, a potential customer. The other thing I want to say is do not compare yourself to others. Get away from that completely and entirely. Do not go looking at what other coaches, what other healers are doing, what other people in your industry are charging. Because most businesses are on the verge of bankruptcy and about to go into bankruptcy. They are not paying themselves. They are having the sleepless nights. They are not able to stretch themselves and see how they can do things differently. Most businesses are on the breadline. And if you want to compare yourself to those businesses, guess where you're heading? You need to do as the 1% of businesses are doing. And that is not that they have the right formula. They have the sorted formula. They are doing what is right for them. They are not listening to everyone else and doing what everyone else is doing it. They are doing it their way. And that's what I really want to stress for you today, is that by stepping into your business and doing things in your way, knowing what makes your heart sing in your business, what you love to be doing, how you love to express yourself, that is how you are going to shift your business. That is how you do it. And in that, you will know what your value is, because you will know what you're doing that is so beautiful. You will know what your gift is. And this is where we look at soul power in the Akashic record, so you can really tap into that. There is no answer to price. If you came on here and were listening to me for me to tell you where to start pricing your products or your services, you're wrong. Because you need to know that. You need to really demonstrate your value that you're offering to your clients. Lack is not a spiritual practice. Scarcity is not a spiritual practice. You need to step into abundance, and you need to demonstrate to your customers and your clients that if your products or your services are about luxury, about opulence, about treating yourself, about transformation, about progression, about abundance, about law of attraction, whatever that is, about protecting the environment, giving back to the environment, you have to be demonstrating that first. You have to start demonstrating that first. So I want you to think about all of that I've shared with you. Stop listening to others and find your way. Find your way. So if anyone's got any more questions, now's your opportunity to just ask. See a couple of people watching. If you've got something you want to ask me about or share with the community, then please do. And if you're watching the replay, do type #replay and let me know. And if you'd like to know more about how I can help and support you with pricing, how I can support you in your business to have a thriving business that you absolutely love, and you're curious to know how you can step into your own soul power and really have that thriving business that you love, then please do get in touch. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to share this with you. There are some exciting things that I'm busy in the background working on. One of those is we're going to be doing a challenge at the end of this month. There you go. I've said it. It's going to happen now. We're going to be doing a challenge which is going to be around money, about abundance, about stepping into this and having a thriving business that you love. There are a few other tools and things that I'm really excited that I'm going to be sharing with you also very soon. And yeah, so if this resonates with you, if you've got questions, just drop me a line. I'm always happy and delighted to chat with you and to talk about how we can work together to really create that transformation in your life. Thanks, Amina. Yay to you too. Thanks for watching. Sending you lots of love, and I will speak to you all again next week. Oh, we have an interview next week with the lovely Joanna Lingham, and I cannot wait to share that with you. We are going to be talking all about how to set solid foundations in your business. Another really, really important element of you to do, thinking about the social structures, the financial structures, the legal structures in your business, so you can set solid foundations in your business, because without foundations we have nothing to build on and nothing to grow on. So this is a really important element. So please do come and join me with Joanna next week for that amazing conversation. She's going to be sharing some great tips and tools with you too. All right, bye for now. Lots of love. Speak to you next week. Bye.